Sunday. People, you might notice that there's a new color behind me. This is the dining room or the TV room or the study or the lounge, as we're kind of calling it. It's the room with the blue fireplace. So now it's the blue room. And I got a wild hair. Well, not really. I've been trying to buy this paint for a while. And as I've mentioned before, in my green room in the floor situation, I'm just trying to show you the whole room while I talk. But I have really bad lighting in here right now because that's another thing I'll get to. And I just put up a light blocking curtain in that window because I took the plywood off it this morning before I painted. And now anybody that goes down the alley by my house can just look in the house right at me because I didn't have any blinds. So I decided that it was a curtain I happen to have and a rod that, like a pressure rod. So I'm like, that's gonna go up there tonight until I get my real curtains at some point. Anyway, so I chose this color a week or so ago. I knew I wanted a shade of blue in here because of the blue tiles. And I knew I wanted a deep blue because I don't do pastels. But what's the other room? I just felt this room really needed a bold statement, bold color. It's a small room, it's a cozy room, but the woodwork is so pretty and the fireplace is so pretty, which is still covered with plastic because I still have to roll on one more coat tomorrow. But I had a fan of blue, shades of blue that I debated. And then I even ended up getting a different one at the store than the one that I had taken to the store to get. But I ended up having to go to Prattville yesterday to get my paint from Lowe's because my local place that I got the paint for the green room now has paint on the shelves, unlike a couple weeks ago. But now their paint mixer machine wasn't working. So I said, I need to learn how to, you get in a car and you drive. But I'd never driven over to Prattville to see, that's kind of where all the big chain stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Hobby Lobby, you name it, it's over there pretty much. So I thought, well, it was a gorgeous day. I didn't, gonna go. So I went and I got my paint and I threw a couple swatches up on the wall last night. Really was happy with it. And this morning got up and was going to just do the fireplace wall and maybe the window wall or the door wall behind me. But once I got started, you know how it goes. It's not that big of a room. It's a big room and it's a tall ceiling, so it still was a huge job, but compared to some of the other rooms in this house, it was probably one of the easier rooms to paint. So there is still a little work to be done. Well, there's still a second coat and the cutting in around the ceiling. And then behind this door, let me turn you around here. So this is the door into the kitchen, as you can see behind in there. And this door did not have like any kind of stopper on it. I did find one and put one in. So there was a huge hole here from the doorknob, popping a hole through there. And then there was another hole down here that looked like somebody's jammed the corner of a table or something into it. And then this here was some drywall tape that was peeling, and I started to kind of peel away a little bit to, be able to patch it in. And I could have gone all the way to the ceiling, but luckily it was good shape above. Where are we? Above there, up to the ceiling. So I cut it there and then patched it in. So that still needs sanding and probably at least one more coat of mud on those two patches because I got the kind of the sticky fiberglass patches to go on the big holes. And I'm a little concerned, if you will, about this wall because from about this point on to the corner, it's an exterior wall. This room juts out from the rest of, well, yeah, I guess it does jut out from the living room too. So I poked my flashlight in my face in that hole when it was still a hole and discovered there's no insulation in there. Now, this is the South, I get it. If I were still in Michigan or Northern Illinois, a wall without insulation is an issue, which would be a huge issue. But I was kind of surprised because I know that the plaster walls, the lath and plaster walls were torn down in the late 70s, early 80s. And I know maybe some of you weren't alive or were maybe alive, but not, you know, up on current events in the late 70s and early 80s, unlike myself. And what I remember distinctly, especially of the late 70s, was like the oil crisis and the energy crisis. And people were insulating the crap. That's why a lot of these beautiful homes like this have those ugly drop ceilings in them that all the renovators complain about on YouTube. It's because heating a 12-foot ceiling in the winter in the north especially, very cost prohibitive, especially if you were heating with oil. Like a lot of, like the house I grew up in was oil heat. Or electric heat, baseboard heat. That gets real expensive too. So I know, so I get in the South we don't have that issue, but this corner is all, this little kind of alcove is really hot all the time. Now I've just put up a light blocking shade, insulated shade, and that will probably cool this room down considerably in the next couple days while that's up there. And hopefully my new curtains that I ordered will do the same job. But I was just kind of surprised because yeah. And the wall seems a little soft. So hopefully I've patched it. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue. Yeah, I can't start. I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye. I swear to God, this house is not haunted, but I've moved stuff around in here so things are not where. So something was in the corner of my vision that I thought was something. All right, so I had a little interruption to that video I was just making because my Papa John's just came. Yeah, I wasn't cooking tonight. I wasn't, and I'm too hungry to just like get by on chips and a bowl of cereal. So I ordered me some Papa John's. I think I'm gonna go make myself something to drink. Might be iced tea, might be a margarita. And my couch is kind of in the middle of the room and the TV is still out in the hallway, but it'll be good enough for tonight. And I can't wait to show you this room completely finished. It's gonna take a minute, but it might be in increments, but I can't wait till my curtains that I ordered come, and I ordered new slipcover for my couch. I wish I could get a rug. I've been looking for one. They're really expensive, and I've been just looking for a used rug on Facebook Marketplace and just haven't found the right one. But yeah, and I'm debating rearranging how I have this room laid out, so that also might be a thing. If you have any suggestions, let me know. All right, you can see what I got up to on Monday morning. I've been cutting in, doing my least favorite job of any paint job other than ceilings, which is why my ceilings desperately need repainting, because screw that noise. I ain't doing that. There's splotches on the ceiling. I mean, if they were, well, this one really is kind of bad, but it's so high up there, I don't think I'll ever really look at it when I'm not actually painting it. So, but just thought I'd share. I'm not doing time-lapse videos or anything of me painting this room because it's just the fact that I have the energy to do it in the first place is about where I'm at. So I'm real excited. That doesn't mean the room is done. It just means the cutting in is done, and I'm trying to be very careful of, well, as careful as I can be at the top of that ladder. Well, I'm very careful on top of the ladder, but I mean as far as getting the paint even and smooth, but I'm trying not to leave any, of course I say that now, as it dries I see some spots. I don't want to have to go up there again and put a second coat on there. It's the point I'm trying to make, because I do have to roll another coat on, and that might happen this afternoon. It might not. I think it will. I think because once I get started on a project like this, unlike my kitchen cleaning, floor cleaning job, I just kind of want to get it done. So because I know that I have an Amazon order coming today that's going to have some more things for this room. So I guess you don't need to keep looking at that. You can turn where I have some light. Oh, this is attractive. Woo! Yeah, I wet this down with cold water this morning, put it on my head because I was sweaty getting up and down that ladder. So but I do love having that in the background instead of that faux Tuscan golden brown tobacco stained look that was on the wall before. So, and fresh paint just changes a room no matter what you do. It's so funny, I think, that I ended up with this color because my original thought was this room in the parlor in the hallway. Original thought was I was just going to paint it all off-white just to get it covered and clean and nice. And then I thought, after Brenda and I did the green room, I was like, if I'm gonna do this once, that's gonna be it. I don't wanna do it. I was gonna consider the off-white like a primer, but considering the paint we used in there really has a built-in primer and really primed and painted really well, we did still put 2 coats. Again, we were going over that bold gold color in there as well. So that means in the kitchen, it's definitely gonna need 2 coats because I'm going, I don't know where I'm going with that room. I've changed my mind a couple times. I think I'm going light. Since I went so dark in this room, I'm gonna go light in the kitchen. I was gonna go dark in the kitchen because of all the white cabinets and the white trim and the bright windows. I thought a really deep color, and I still might. I might just need to go get some sample jars and paint the color I'm thinking in there where I can see it from this, where I can see both rooms. But let me show you this. So, hold on a sec. You'll have to access because I moved everything from in here in there. But if you can see, my Michigan State, oh, and this is not this royal blue in real life. It's coming out very royal blue in this morning light. It is much not that purpley royal blue, but this illustrates my point very well. I grew up in Michigan. I am a Spartan, and having these Wolverine colors in my house, I don't think I can live with that for very long. And if you're a Big Ten fan or a Big Ten alumnus, you will understand. Not that I'm going to go in there. Well, actually, one of the colors I was thinking of that kitchen was a deep green. So I could have a Spartan kitchen, but I don't think I will. And for you non-Michigan people, that's U of M Wolverines versus the Michigan State University Spartans. And it's our big rivalry. The only time we ever come together is when one of us is playing Ohio State. So, and I don't plan on painting my kitchen red and white, so that won't be an issue. Anyhow, just me rambling. And then I got to figure out what color is going to go in there. I actually kind of like the yellow. It's just unfortunately that room and the hallway are so beat up and have so many nail holes and scuffs and dirt and stuff that it needs a fresh coat. So I do like the pale yellow, but I don't think that's what's going to stay. I think once I get furniture for in there or have an idea of what I want in there, I'll come up with a color. I don't know, but that's the least, even though it's the worst condition, it's the least offensive color. And I think this hallway behind me, the back hallway that right now currently doesn't have any working lights, there's light fixtures. I took the bulbs out that were burnt out, but I can't get the bulbs back in. And it seems that the can lights that they go into are kind of screwed up anyway. So that's a job for an electrician to get up there and fix that. So anyway, it's a very dark hallway. Right now, there's a bunch of stuff still parked in there, but that will probably, since I bought a gallon of off-white paint, and it's got the wainscoting in the lower half, so it's only the upper half of the walls that need to be painted. I'll probably just use that off-white paint that I bought from Walmart in there because it's just a back hallway and it's light and I don't want to put any dark colors in there. So enough of me chit-chatting about this, but I'm so glad that that's the last trip up the ladder, maybe, that I have to make today. Well, I'll have to go up the ladder to put my curtain rods up if I go buy some curtain rods today, but I can probably do that with my step ladder and not have to use the big extension ladder, and that'll be a lot easier. So thanks for watching. All right, here is the finished. I think I've just started calling this room the lounge. Technically, on an architectural drawing, it would be considered the dining room. It's right off the kitchen. But as you can see, it's got my couch, my TV, my chair. This is my lounge. But gone is that faux painted Tuscan wall, and in its place is this beautiful blue that I cannot capture on film properly. But suffice it to say, it's one of, well, every color changes through different light and different times of day. It is not a navy blue. It's not a royal blue. It looks very royal on the camera. It's kind of a dark French blue, maybe. So let's span you around the room. I am not going to get on camera on this day because I am still in my pajamas, and I might stay in my pajamas all day after 2 days of hard work on this room. You can see how the blue fireplace is picked up by the walls, and I just love how the reddish warm wood tones get picked up, or not picked up, but set off with this blue color. All right, now I need to show you the other end of the room. So I need a new table. This table is a table I've had for close to 30 years, and the legs and bottom of it have been a number of different colors over the years, and currently they're purple and really beat up because it was my basement crafting table and not my dining room table for the last couple decades. But it's what I have, and it fits in the space for now. But what I really want to show you over here, one, the plywood is off the windows, except this is still the broken pane, but that will get fixed hopefully very soon. I wanted to show you my new draperies. Gotta get where you can really, there you go. I think you can kind of get an idea of, there. There they are closed. Again, it's so dark in here. See, my house is not haunted, just this light. It's been flickering lately. I gotta get up there and see if I can figure out what's wrong. I really debated these French looking draperies, these yellow and blue draperies, but I ended up just going for it, and I really, really like them. And I couldn't have, again, I can't because my light doesn't work. And they're backlit. It's kind of hard to show exactly how perfect of a color match that I got without having the two colors next to each other until these came from Amazon yesterday, and I opened the package and put them up against the wall and went, oh my God, the blue is exact. And it is. You would have thought I'd taken the drapes to the paint store and chose the color because it's exactly. Now, these are 108-inch long draperies. And I don't know if you can see, but they do not go to the floor. I think it's so cute. There was like a curtain guide, you know, on how to choose the length of your, and they're like, 108 will puddle on your floor. I'm like, they're not puddling on my floor. I have 8-foot tall windows, and then the space from the sill, that's just from the sill to the top of the frame. Yeah. So in order to get curtains that puddle on the floor, I would have to have them custom made or custom make them myself. And that's not happening right now. I mean, I've done it in the past. There, can you see? I got new slip covers for the couch and chair. This one is way too big for this little chair, but it's working. But evidently it makes a good hammock for a cat, because that is Lilith climbing up inside on the back of the chair and then just hanging out. I really thought long and hard about off-white slip covers because I have black animals. I eat on that couch. A lot of other things. Well, I do eat at the table occasionally. But they're slip covers. They come off, they wash. You can hear the washer in the background because the teal ones are in the washer right now. So I do have some other pillows somewhere that I think will go better in this room, and or I will eventually make some different covers for these teal pillows. But maybe if I mix in some other colors, I can still use the teal ones with some yellow and blue ones in front of them, because I really like these teal covers that I made. And I have the one in this chair that has pom-poms on it, and everybody loves pom-poms. All right, that's enough rambling out of me. I hope you like my new lounge. And I can hang pictures on the wall now, but I think everyone will agree that for the first couple days after you paint a fresh wall, you don't want to hang anything, because you're just enjoying your hard work, appreciating your work.